afternoon. It's Cryptameria, and he's not an advertiser. He just has a cute channel, and he does some really, really neat work. So I've been kind of going through them. Yeah, so I'm Cryptameria. Thank you for joining me. I do have my blog all ready, basically to go. I guess, yeah, it's the same old usual mix of Canadian politics, which is just sort of a big old dumpster fire these days. Yeah, some people are saying it's like Trudeau's plane might have been sabotaged. And I'm like, yeah, by a Canadian who wanted him to stay there. Like, oh, God, that man is just, oh, he's awful. Yeah, so that's a fun thing. Yeah, oh, good. And he is back on Canadian soil, all safe and sound. Unfortunately. Just saying. No, it's good. It's because otherwise he'd be like hailed as some kind of martyr or something. Like, oh no, we lost it. We lost our dictator. And like they'd build little monuments to him or something. Like, you know, we'd have like, international dress up day, Everyone come in your own blackface. Bad jokes. Yeah, some of these, like, I think I was just picking up on the bed videos I was watching. And that's the one I just did today. I was trying one without music. And some parts, like, just did not turn out. Because there was a whole bunch of more sound effects in here. And this part, though, turned out so good. And this next part, like, it looks like it's spinning. And that was probably that little image was... Because I would taken one of the photos and then they do 10 more of it. And then take one of those photos and do 10 more of it. And that spinning one, like, I think that, like, to get it to rotate, I want to play it again. Just one where, like, even just that last little bit. No, like this one was a mix of individuals, like, off of the same one. But to get it to roll. Oh, yay. Eventually I'll get there. It's getting there. It's a lot of work. But it's way better than, when I started out with animation and you actually had to take photographs of everything, then, and get that developed, then film it, and hope, see who had it, like the VHS camera, like they did start coming out with the little ones, but no, like, yeah, you didn't have digital back when I started. And I think that's why I like using this technique, even though it's a lot more work. It just has that old school 1980s feel, like Transformers, and some of it too, like, if I can get that ring, I think I have enough for like a whole cyberspace one. But it, and a forest one. So, like, to make the flowers look like they're just growing flowers. and do some kind of like little fairy pops with it. I don't know. Yeah, I have ideas and a whole case of artwork. So let's see what else is up on the menu today. God knows. God knows. Some of them just look so damn real. Yeah, this one was a weird one. I'm going to play it, but I don't know why I put it up there.
Have you ever been scared to the core of your soul? What's the story? When I was a senior in high school, a girl in my neighborhood went missing and about a month later was found dead. During that time, her adoptive father was contacting people left and right, apparently. He had his suspicions about my ex-boyfriend of 3 years, who dated the missing girl in middle school. Adoptive father came to my house to talk to me about my ex and never really asked me anything about him. But he talked about himself the whole time and how he was in a white supremacy gang and killed 12 people a year. After he left my house, he kept trying to get me to meet with him alone without my mom present to talk to me more about my ex, because he felt like I was leaving stuff out in front of my mom. I told him no, I wasn't comfortable, and he just kept insisting. It got to the point where I had to have security walk me to and from my car at work and school. Adoptive father ended up getting arrested on unrelated charges, and the detectives came and talked to me to figure out what he said to me,
I didn't remember this one.
etc. They told me to stay away from him and that he was dangerous. They pulled my
figure.
mom privately to her, and I didn't find out until I was in college that they told her that they think he murdered the girl and that he was planning on murdering me and blaming it on my ex. That he went crazy and started murdering all his ex-girlfriend.
I don't know what's more horrifying. I don't know. Oh, Clyde, do something. Oh dear. Yeah. I almost want to pull that up. I'm gonna set it up.
Tam is.
Cause we're they just can't drop with the whole masky things. This was good. This from
there was
the
an outcry
raging
this morning from families of Afghan
this
war
is
veterans.
Insane that our government is this sadistic.
Last week, they learned that the national defense officials had held a private ceremony to dedicate a new memorial.
Yeah, this is insane. Did you hear about this?
The cenotaph from Kandahar airfield.
Yeah.
The veterans' families weren't invited to that, and they are calling the decision a betrayal.
Like, you don't invite the families? Like, that's just... You can tell whose war it was. It wasn't...
Congratulations on the man she made of things. I'm trying to reconstruct the air and all that brings. And oxidation is the compromise you own. But this is beginning to feel like the dog wants a bone. Say, la 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 your demons. You never stop to disconnect from all your dreams. It's what starts to feel that it feels. But this is beginning to feel like the dog's lost the lead. Say, wait for all the asses right there. Explosion, the borders, and crushing the broken and Professor, you shot so fine, but stress are better. You fish your flies so high, all can use a doctor who's sick of work. It's crystallized so high, could be the diamond fused with who's this. This is beginning to feel like the dawn of the future forever. This is beginning to feel like the dawn of the loser forever. This is beginning to feel like the dawn of the loser forever.
Sorry. Well, if you come to Victoria, British Columbia, there is one, a dedication, and it is free to the public, right next to a playground in a church. Really beautiful area, and it's free to the public. I cannot. Sorry, like that just made me so damn mad. Like that. Like, what is going on? Like, that's just insane. Like, when the Raging Dissident posted that, I was just like, are you kidding me? I cannot, like, it's just wrong. Especially when, you know, it's an insult to all our service members, all our veterans, but it's also a huge slap in the face to any of the family or anyone who's lost someone in that conflict. And, well, I guess we saw it on TV. It's good to know the government cares about our veterans. You really know they do. You know, they got that whole new maid program. Isn't it great? Yeah, I've always wanted a maid. Bad joke. Oh, I wish that was a funny one, but yeah, isn't that sick? Like, that is just absolutely sick. Oh, this one's so cute, but I might get a strike for it. It's really short. We need something happy after that one. I didn't set it up like this, but yeah. I love it seeing when your pets like all like nest together. Just that little pond. And then there's some weird ones. Sometimes I don't know what I come up with. That wasn't the prompt I was looking for. But yeah, this one's crazy.
Cooking oil dumped into the Black River pump station. How's the state trying to figure out who did it?
And this was like 2 days ago. A few days ago, yeah. But they still didn't clean it up.
So about how much oil are we talking about here? Initially, we thought we were talking about 200 gallons of cooking oil, but today, Department of Ecology told me they think it's actually closer to 400 gallons. That's part of the reason you still see the response out here. The booms are out, the sheen is still visible. And now
like how does that even happen?
Oil got here. The sound of pumps running near the Black River isn't unusual, but this isn't the typical operations at King County's Black River pump station. What you see here, this emergency response, is days in the making. The wood chips you see are from an oil-covered log fished from the river. Fallout from someone dumping roughly 400 gallons of cooking oil.
I appreciate that there is a green space here.
Like,
Ariana Bates was hopeful for
who
a
is the
peaceful
restaurant?
nature walk. Instead, she found this.
The water itself looks pretty scummy looking.
Hoses are sucking out oily water while booms collect what's left on the surface. According to the Department of Ecology, this spill was discovered all the way back on August 30th.
August 30th!
Who dumped the oil in the first place?
At this point, we really have no idea.
August 30th.
Where the heck the
Bravo.
oil came from.
Like,
The
wow.
Department of Ecology has been investigating since late last month. They think a restaurant or possibly someone who collects used oil could be responsible for this. But tracing drains and restaurants that use the types of oil they've discovered in the water hasn't led to any clues.
So far, we have one dead blue heron, a Canadian goose, and
Nobody cares.
likely
I love the goose.
dying duck as well. And we have multiple fish kills in the area.
So while the work continues, until the oil can be cleared, I'm told they can't turn on the nearby fish ladder, as doing so would send fish to certain death.
It's not beautiful. I wouldn't want
And
to
this
be
is
in
spawning
that water.
season.
With every rain event like the one that we have here today, it becomes harder and harder to trace all this back to where it came from. So at this point, ecology may need a tip from someone in the area that knows of someone who collects oil, used oil from businesses and transports that may not actually follow environmental procedures, which could lead to something like this.
Hey, they might have a
Online, our
reward
web
for
version of
this.
story,
So
I posted the contact information if you think you have a lead. We're in Renton. Matthew Smith, Fox 13 News.
wow. Like, I can't believe some people, like, in Victoria, one of the movie theaters, they got in trouble because one of the people who was working there would dump the old butter onto a tree outside. This is right downtown Victoria. Obviously not the smartest of employees, you know, but it's like, why would you do that? And I think that theater's like changed hands like 3 times now. Yeah. I mean, I live next to a theater, so unless there's something really playing down there, I'll stick to, oh God, Antilicum's so nice. It really is. Like, I had so much fun this summer. Like that, I think that's one of my favorite memories about this summer is just seeing the movies. I mean, there was a lot of things, and I really appreciate my friend for helping me with that because he knew it was important to me. And I mean, I would have kicked myself if I didn't do the whole big summer thing of Barbie and Oppenheimer, you know? And like, just to be part of that little cultural phenomenon. And I don't, I need to start going to more movies. Like, it's cheap enough. Like, it's like, yeah, it's like $14, but that's not bad. And if you don't like, pig out at the snack bar, plus if you go, like, they have a point system, so you can collect points. Like, I think I actually have a free movie coming up, unless I spent it on popcorn the other time. It's like, how many points do I have? It was worth it. Like, and seeing Sound of Freedom this summer, like having a movie like that come out, and I know people aren't talking about it as much, but I still have articles on human trafficking and domestic abuse and all of that stuff. Like, we need, just because the movie is kind of like, the whole controversy sort of died down, we still need to keep it in the dialogue. I love that sweater. I mean, she's cute, but I really love that sweater. See, this is like closer to what I was trying to do a prompt of, not like her hair is a sweater. It's like, oh God, this chick is crazy. I gotta stop and start this one because I gotta laugh too hard.
Got a show for y'all. Got a damn good
Oh
show.
God,
Show
I got it.
another day
No,
in the
this
life
chick is
of the
nuts.
African American in Chicago.
Oh God, this chick is nuts. She.
It's amazing.
I don't actually understand the physics on this one.
Like, remember that show? You couldn't pay me to be black in Chicago. Hey, Kim, remember that show National Geographic? Oh man, you finna say something crazy as hell.
Yeah.
No, remember how the white man used to go out there looking
Like, talk about Africa. Look, there's the wild lion. Look at the wildebeest.
And it's only because it's black men saying this, but when you see this chick, I cannot.
I take that same white man with that European voice and he just do it like.
I'm sorry, I just remember this one. It's hilarious.
That's the propensity for violence. Why you gotta be a woman? I would say the dude. If you was to ask me who's the most violent, I'd say women, man. Women are vindictive, evil. I know men,
Yeah,
I know
we
we're
are.
strong and we do some crazy stuff, man. But woman, oh man, woman can do that times 10 and laugh in your face. Anyway, I'm gonna show you what Kevin's talking about. Give us some context. These damn women are controlling Chicago.
This is nuts. This is nuts.
Green hair. Look good on it though.
But just wait for it.
You're a Martian.
No, yeah. No, yeah. No, just wait. It gets better. It gets better. It doesn't end there.
Propensity for violence.
I know it seems bad, but she just like marches up there like.
She got out there calling like she was in a
She goes like.
You think the Terminator did? She just stands right back up. The next Terminator movie. Did you see that accident? You see all that broken glass? She just came out the car, not a scratch over. Hey, I can see the next Terminator movie.
Okay, that's enough.
I
I had to share that one.
Everybody go see that shit. Having a ghetto ass black woman. Ha ha ha! I'm gonna get you, bitch! I'm gonna get you. This is coming. I'll pay to see that. What would be the name of that Terminator movie? Reparations. The sequel, Terminator.
Oh, God. These guys are ruthless.
Yeah. Oh no, that was just stupid. No, you have to be the name of the Terminator. What type of Terminator? What you gonna Shaquisha model? So what? Back then, you know, like in the Terminators, right? They blow up, right? Yeah. And then it just be a white man come out like this. Put a black chick. Kill you, bitch! Yeah, bitch! I'm gonna get you, bitch! You can run, but you can't hide, bitch! Have a ghetto twang to a voice? Yeah, having her drive a lowrider the whole with hydraulics on that bitch. That damn Terminator's gonna.
Oh.
Smoking a blunt.
Okay, there's only a minute more on this. I'll take the chance.
That's a good one.
I want to finish it.
Seriously, I ain't watching that shit. Man, I'm gonna go watch me a nice West. That bitch stereotypical too? Racist as hell? There'll be Terminator 6. The Strike of Jehu. Reparations, man. No. I think the other one's better. You gotta come out with the model of the Terminator. Shaquisha 7. No, Shaquisha. I can't even say that shit. Shaquisha 7000. Be like it's Terminator 6, but Shaquisha 7000 at the end of the game.
Because that chick, like, she flips her car and just like walks out. I don't know. I'm still going to.
All kinds of people watch that.
You want to?
The Teen Yada model.
Yeah, it is. I know.
She did? Yeah. She didn't do nothing wrong. But I didn't. She. Yeah, that's a. No. And you know what? Every time the Terminator show up, I didn't do nothing.
Oh. Don't worry, I'm sure someone will the way he's going. Oh God, I love these guys. I try. I have so many of their clips, but they're just hilarious because.
Damn good show. Damn good show. Hey, don't forget I got short videos up here. I got long videos down here. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share the video.
I like them just because they're just so real and so ruthless, and I cannot believe that SUV like just she rams it, goes across the street, flips it over, and then gets out. And just like, oh, I'm gonna mess you up. I'm like, I hate to say it, but I have seen people get up like that. Like, I think she just had so much adrenaline or something. Wow. Yeah, things you don't see every day. See, it wasn't quite I didn't do them in order. Like, I wasn't trying to. Oh, this one was cute. This one's a little long. I might pull it up at the end. Just going through West Edmonton Mall because I spent so much time in this mall growing up, and just looking at it, it's like I can almost smell it in my, I can smell the ice rink. I can smell the pool, like how it's weird when you can actually have those kind of memories with a place. And I will pull this one up probably at the end or do a separate one just because I loved West Edmonton Mall so much. I still dream of it. I think growing up in the prairies, like it, minus 20. Yeah, it felt like, when we'd be pulling up to Edmonton, it would be like going into California. Like, this was like a cold Disneyland, you're like, it has a water park, it has a thing. Okay, the roller coaster killed someone. That's also why I wanted to do a longer one on the mall. There's stuff about the history of when that mall came out and just some of the stuff over the years I know from like family in Alberta. But it's really cute when I see a video like this. And they are so sweet. They are Cree, so I liked how that one turned out. Like, I think, like, some of these I could develop into a longer thing. Oh, this was cute. I like doing happy ones.
When this Amazon driver was delivering packages, he did not expect to stumble upon a thoughtful note left by the homeowner,
Aww.
along with an unexpected gift. Little did he realize this gift would turn out to be money. Because he is deaf, he started to sign his appreciation saying, "I love you, thank you, love." He then uses his phone to translate what he was trying to say, and it is heartwarming.
Sorry, I'm deaf. You have no idea what you have just done for me. None. I just lost my mom a few days ago, and this money is going to help pay for those bills.
I think they
Thank
knew
you so
he did.
very much, my angel. This is proof. Mom is still watching over me.
I think that was probably like one of his friends or neighbors, or even just, if they order a lot at Amazon, they might know a few things about its life. You get chatty with drivers sometimes. More the UPS boys. Yeah, something about those shorts. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. It isn't just like a legally blonde thing. Oh yeah, there is something to the UPS driver. On a side note, I almost found a cigarette after that thought. Like, I love this one, and I want to do more of this image just because it's like a whole industrial one of this theme. Yeah, Yeah, we won't get into that one. Oh God, this is like Spokane. This, so Washington State. If I'm a little like, yeah, like this is how bad the fire. Like they've been so bad this year. Not so much on the island. Well, we had Port Alberni. Everything wasn't fine with him. That's the thing. Everything wasn't fine with him. Like, I honestly think he's on drugs. Like, I hate to put it like that, but I don't know if he's doing it for an act or just so it looks good because I don't get it. Like, to me, and also if he's been hanging out with a crack whore, he could be on crack. Just saying. Like, hey, because he keeps lying and abusing everyone. Like, you can't treat people's lives like a game. That's why Sterling backed off. Like, that's why I got pissed off with him. It was like, if this is an act, then... But he has had such a huge personality change, and it's not just the church. Like, and I'm like, was he like this before? Like, but even though we've blocked each other, we shouldn't talk to each other. If he's going to dig his own hole, he's going to dig his own hole. You can't say anything. And I do find this whole Orthodox thing weird. Like, and I found it rude because I don't need, like, I am born again. I do not need to go out there and flaunt my relationship with Jesus just to, make myself seem more better. And him saying, "Oh, you're not a Christian," it's like, I've been Christian longer than you've been on the planet, hun. Like, it's so disingenuous. Yeah, I know. Well, there's other cool channels out there. You should check out Vic BC Live. They do trivia nights and bingo. It's a really good, just chill community. Well, I might open a panel. I like just going through my blog sometimes. Just some of this is just news you won't hear. And we're going to have major law changes in January, so I won't be able to do this soon. It is the bingo. I get it, but it's a fun channel. Well, go to their after parties. If you go to the after parties, no, I don't know what is up with him. Because like the other night, like I was just like me and you are very theologically different, but we're both sitting there like, this doesn't seem real. Like, what's going on? And it just seems weird. It seems so damn weird. Some of it just... Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is not a good one. Yeah. But we are going to... How long is this one?
Justin Trudeau was elected Prime Minister of Canada in 2015.
Yeah, let's do this one for a minute.
The Prime Minister's
I just want to have like
the
half
Liberal
my
Party's
smoke.
electoral victory. He was a social media celebrity. A handsome young man swooned over by the media and by Canada's youth vote, and a breath of fresh air after 9 years of a conservative government. Trudeau came into office promising to restore Canada's middle class to its former glory. His Liberal Party campaign platform was literally called A New Plan for a Strong Middle Class. In that platform, he promised to reform Canada's elections to end the first-past-the-post system that had allowed the previous Conservatives to rule, having won only 39% of the vote. He promised to crack down on crime and to ensure more perpetrators are brought to justice. To be fair, some of Trudeau's promises have come to pass. He promised a generous child benefit for parents, and he delivered. He promised to legalize cannabis, and today Canada is one of the few countries where marijuana is legal nationwide. But virtually all of Trudeau's other major promises are now in tatters. Electoral reform was abandoned long ago. Crime is on the rise and out of control. And most importantly, Canada's middle class is suffering more than ever. Under Trudeau, the average weekly wage of Canadians has stagnated. Adjusted for inflation, it's almost exactly the same in 2023 as it was in 2015. But the cost of living has soared. The benchmark price of a house in Canada was around $430,000 when Trudeau took office. By the spring of 2022, it had reached $850,000. Food costs have jumped by nearly twice overall inflation in that time. Food bank use is exploding, homelessness is soaring, and poverty threatens to overwhelm Canada's cities. Recent data shows that Canada's income gap, the difference between the richest Canadians and the poorest Canadians, is growing at a record pace. Many of the problems Canada faces today began building before Trudeau came to power, but under his watch, they've become much worse. Canada's middle class was suffering before Trudeau came to power, but today it's dying. So how
he's just been killing it because he looks at us like we are peasants.
Next for this once great nation? In this video, we will answer these questions. But before we do, don't forget to subscribe to this channel to get notifications on all our latest news and analysis. And if you like this video, hit the like button and help us spread the word. Justin Trudeau isn't the first Trudeau to be Prime Minister of Canada.
Anything you want
Pierre Trudeau, who
is
ran the
legal.
country for most of the period
you can carry around 2.5 grams of fentanyl, which is enough to kill probably me and everyone in my apartment building. You know, it is that.
The economic situation he left behind was a disaster. Trudeau's legacy of 16 years of deficit spending left Canada in such a deep financial hole that it took
and he just followed his daddy's model
to fix the problem. Following Pierre Trudeau's retirement, Canadians suffered through years of high taxes and reduced government
he's
spending,
more like his mom
so that
and
Canada's
a slut
massive
and
budget hole could be plugged. In the mid-1990s, Canada's public debt was so huge that the Wall Street Journal declared the country
There's a reason
honorary
Sophie
member of the
divorced him.
Third World. For Pierre Trudeau, there was no political goal that couldn't be achieved by throwing money at it. During his time in office, government spending grew from $4,195 per person to $7,474 per person in inflation-adjusted terms. For decades afterwards, government spending remained steady at those levels until Justin Trudeau took over and began making his father's mistakes all over again. Under Justin, government spending grew from $7,981 per person to $11,361 per person by 2021. And that doesn't even include the massive stimulus spending spree Canada went on during the COVID pandemic. To be fair, some of that spending has made life better for some Canadians. The Canada Child Benefit, which offers low-income families monthly money for each child in the household, has reduced child poverty greatly, yet much of the rest of that spending is wasted money. When it comes to blown budgets, Trudeau's Liberals are in a class of their own. Take, for instance, the Trans Mountain Oil Pipeline project. Trudeau's Liberals bought the project from a private company in 2018 for $4.5 billion. At the time, construction was projected to cost $7.4 billion. Today, the cost of the project has ballooned to more than $30 billion. So long as interest rates were low, Canada's federal government could keep borrowing with minimal cost to taxpayers. But once inflation took off and the Bank of Canada started raising interest rates, it became clear that Trudeau's deficit spending would have a major impact on the country's finances in the future. For most of Trudeau's time in power, the government of Canada could borrow money for less than 2% in annual interest. During the pandemic,
is so
it could borrow
bad.
for under 0.5%. But today, the
But
interest rate on 5-year government of
inflation
Canada
is
debt
on
sits at
us.
4.2%, 8 times
You
as
borrow
high as during
money,
the
this is
pandemic
how
and
it
the highest
happens.
level in 16 years. Canada is headed for a debt crisis, a repeat
Oh, yeah,
of the
we
Pierre
are.
Trudeau years. Justin Trudeau's government knows it. That's why they've started raising taxes. It's an attempt to get ahead of the problem before it gets worse. But the tax hikes this government
But
is
he
bringing
needs
will
a
be
new
disastrous
mansion.
for Canadians. In 2023,
The PM
Canadian
needs a new
households and
house. He
businesses
only
are going
has
to see
4.
5 different
He
federal
only has
tax
4.
hikes. Businesses
This
will have
poor
to shell
man,
out some
like,
$5,000
you
extra
wouldn't
dollars
want
per
him to go,
employee on average in payroll
you know,
taxes.
not have a
Drivers
place.
will have to pay an extra 14 cents per liter at the
Oh my
gas
God.
pump, the equivalent of 53 cents per gallon, to cover Trudeau's carbon tax, part of his efforts to move Canada away from fossil fuels. This from a government that's spending $30 billion building an oil pipeline. The federal government is offering a rebate check to Canadians for the carbon tax, but even with that rebate, Canadians will be paying between $400 and $850 extra in gas costs per year, and the tax is set to rise even
that's
more in
it.
the
That
coming
no.
years. Then there are the increased
It's
mandatory
going to be way higher.
contributions to Canada's retirement pension plan, the increased mandatory contributions to Canada's unemployment insurance plan, and an alcohol escalator tax that will add 6.3% to the cost of booze. All these taxes
On
are going
top
to hit
of
the
the
middle
other
class much harder
taxes
than
we
they hit
already
the wealthy.
pay.
The cost of gas, employment insurance, and retirement premiums are a tiny part of rich people's spending, but they are a major part of middle class spending. There's an old saying among economists: if you tax something, you get less of it. The new payroll tax will reduce job growth, and in fact, Canada is already saying that. The unemployment rate has jumped from 4.9% to 5.5% in just 6 months. But Canada's middle class was falling behind even before this round of tax hikes. And according to new data from StatsCan, Canada's statistical agency, the gap between rich and poor is now growing at the fastest pace on record. In the first quarter of 2023, Canada's top 20% of the population held 68% of the country's wealth, while the bottom 40% held 2.7%. It's the worst gap on record for a country that used to pride itself on being egalitarian. The reality is that Canada's economy isn't dynamic enough to handle the tax hikes Trudeau's Liberals are bringing in. The key to building a wealthier economy is productivity. Productivity is the amount of value created in an economy, divided by the number of people working in that economy. The more value people create with their jobs or businesses, the more wealth the economy will see. Over the past 10 years, with Trudeau focused on redistributing income instead of helping to grow businesses, Canada's productivity growth has ground to a halt. There has been zero growth in productivity over the past 10 years. It's little wonder that the OECD predicts that Canada will have the slowest growing economy among wealthy nations in the coming years. A generation ago, Canadians were as productive as Americans. Today, the average American worker is nearly 40% more productive than the average Canadian worker. The result is that Canadians earn less than Americans. The average salary
We're worse than America.
US dollars, while in Canada, it's less than 44,000 US dollars.
Yes, we finally beat you. We beat you, America.
Productivity in the Canadian economy has shrunk by just 1.4%. This is translating into a stagnating economy. Technically, Canada's economy is growing. In May of 2023, the latest period for which there is data, Canada's economy had grown by 1.9%. But Canada's population growth over the past year was 2.7%, a near record high. What this means is that on a per-person basis, Canada's economy actually shrank by 0.8% over the past year. Trudeau's Liberals have massively increased immigration levels in recent years in an attempt to force economic growth through sheer increase in the size of Canada's consumer markets. In the past year, Canada took in more than 400,000 immigrants. Add to that hundreds of thousands of international students and temporary foreign workers, and Canada's population grew by around 1.2 million people. That's a huge jump
just
for a country of 40 million people. In fact, it's more than the country can handle. To house 1.2 million people, you need around
Trudeau shut down all infrastructure when he got in.
Half of that. In
we would be one of the richest nations, but we import oil. We import oil.
There simply aren't enough construction.
They will not build pipelines to the east,
Canada's housing shortage driven by this population boom is
from
yet
Alberta.
Another way Trudeau's policies are damaging Canadians.
You know, they won't build them south.
Getting worse every day. Apartment rents
We're
are
number
soaring
3, I
up
think.
to 30% in Toronto in just the past year. House
it
prices
doesn't matter
have gone so high
if
that a recent analysis found that
we are
only 10%
developing
of
our
Canadians
infrastructure,
could actually afford to
or
buy a
we
house
keep
in today's
putting in
market.
this
Many
net
people are getting
zero.
pushed right out of the housing market altogether.
Like what? We're supposed to shut down all cars in
Toronto, the once
7
beautiful Allen
years?
Gardens, a botanical park in the
I
city
don't think
center,
so.
is now basically one giant tent city. Near Vancouver, parking lots in the town of
This
Squamish
is how
are being
it
overwhelmed
looks
by people living
downtown.
in their cars.
Yeah.
Back when Pierre Trudeau messed up Canada's economy, the country at least had the ability to house its population, and it had the ability to grow its economy and grow out of its debt crisis. Neither of those things are true today. It's as if Justin Trudeau and his Liberal Party have lost all touch with the reality on the ground in Canada, building a massive, overpriced pipeline while raising carbon taxes to reduce oil use, bringing in twice as many immigrants as the country
years
can handle.
ago.
Even if all these disastrous policies were turned
in
around
the
today, it would
States,
take years for it to have a meaningful impact. impact.
We
In
are the
meantime,
carbon
we
they
can expect
trying to
homelessness
get
to
rid of.
get worse and for the middle class to erode even further. Canada is headed for a social disaster. Justin Trudeau's government has lost its way, and unfortunately, it means Canada has lost its way too. If you like this video, hit the like button and help us spread the word. And don't forget to subscribe to get notifications on all our latest news and analysis. In the meantime, check out one of these videos here to learn more. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, that was funny. It's hard because I always thought the greatest threat to Canada was the United States. And now it's like, no, it was here all along. And I kept like looking the past 8 years, like, below the border. Okay. And meanwhile, it's just everything's falling apart here, Yeah. To a new normal. And that's like the creepy thing I find about Maui is that she keeps saying, well, once the dust settles, we'll figure out how to rebuild. And it's like, there's something really evil with what happened with that fire. Yeah. Oh, yeah. There was one, geez, did I pull it today or yesterday? And it was a paralyzed man whose EV caught fire, rental car, and some women just rushed in, grabbed him, and then grabbed his wheelchair. It's like, wow. There's a lot of people who wouldn't even know what to do. It is a land grab in Maui. It's a land grab in Kelowna. Both of these cities, too, were supposed to be these model new cities. But Lahaina, they just were like, no, this is our home. This is, so developers had been trying to buy them out for years. So if you can't buy them out, you burn them out. And that's what's happening. Now all these people are like offering, oh, well, here's a good deal for your land. It's like, it's disgusting. It is disgusting what is going on there. And it is so good. There are people there who, like Hawaii real estate, even though he lost his job, other people had to go just for even reporting on it. That's why I still try and, whenever I see clips, I try and draw them up just to keep it in people's hearts. We can't do much, but we can send prayers. And sometimes that's all we got. Yeah, and that's when, yeah, even Al Jazeera, it's bad. It's so bad when Al Jazeera pays attention to Canada. It's like, aw, yeah, that's a bad thing. Oh, yeah, here is equality, folks. Here's equality.
I came across this video. It's the
and I once again, these guys
doing
again.
This when I was in the Marine. There go the girl right there. I guess she got the pink one on the end. I can tell by the hips. The hips are made for thrusting.
Yeah. Chicks don't have half a chance. We really don't. They actually have to pull him over.
The British folks had to rip him off. He was going to try to annihilate that girl. It seems like the Marines are a lot different when I was in. Only time we saw the female Marines when they was walking by, you could smell them. I remember the dudes, we smelled bad, but the women smelled like some sea bass walking by. I remember we had to go use the bathroom Marine Corps. It'd be 3 to a pistol, they called it. Because you didn't have time. Everywhere you go, you had to go fast, run fast, everything. So when you went to the bathroom, all of us went to the bathroom together. That's about 50, 60 recruits. One bathroom was 3 to a pistol. And all you smelled was dick cheese. And the dude right there taking a picture like, oh!
I should have put a trigger warning with this.
Hold your feet for this. Yeah, for just, yeah.
Semper Fi. That was a good little reading. Oh, well, you never know. I mean, there's just all the signs are there, you know. Yeah. See, I always thought it the way it was packaged, it always seemed like such a good idea, like one unity and the world just coming together and we're all equal. And now I look at it and I was like, if I could go back in time, I would like smack myself in university. I'd be like, oh, you don't know what's going to happen to woke. You know, you think you're being progressive, but oh, no. You don't know where, like, if I could go back to my university self, you know, my 20-year-old self and just be like, yeah, so you know, this whole feminist thing, right? Well, they're going to let men compete in women's sports. I feel like, oh, that's stupid. Yeah. And we're going to actually go into like this weird lockdown thing and fight over toilet paper. No, like there's just been so many things over the past years. I'm like, you can't even make it up. Like the memes write themselves, you know? Yeah. The World Economic Forum. Yeah. Pretty much. Yeah. It is like 1984 or which one or Brave New World, you know, who's the side we're fighting against, you know? We like, it's almost like Bill Gates and all these people, like they took every supervillain ever invented, you know, since biblical times and was like, how can I step it up a notch? I think Bill Gates, like, he's just a sick one. Oh, yeah, it is. And that was the whole point of those books, was about here's the enemy. And then one day it's like, oh, no. These are the baddies. What were you doing? Like, you know, why were you fighting them? Now you're the baddie. You were fighting them. And some of this gender ideology is just absolutely dumb. I was watching Blair White yesterday. I was like, yeah, you know, there are no vegan cats. Let's just say that, you know. Sometimes, like, oh God, okay, yeah, this guy. I know he was doing something. Actually, he was doing actual work. He wasn't just a tourist.
Was rescued from a deep cave in southern Turkey.
Yeah,
the support of the
and that's
Turkish
we
government
keep having
saved
more
my life. Literally,
things
no
like
questions
this.
asked.
Mark Dickey had nothing but gratitude for the many people who contributed to getting him out of Morka Cave. The 40-year-old is an experienced caver. He was on an expedition to map the cave, which is the third largest in the country.
If he was trying to map it, that's one.
Weak to exit the cave
on his own.
I kept throwing up blood, and then my consciousness started to like get harder to hold on to, and I reached the point that I was like, I'm not going to live.
Medical professionals took turns going in the cave to treat him, and the international caving community sent teams in to bring him out.
Like that's the thing. The cavers are any kind of these extreme sports. They are very tight groups. So you know, it's not like search and rescue crews were going away if there was another emergency, especially with all the earthquakes and all the everything's. But yeah, 12 days. I didn't think he was going to make it because I remember the story from like day 2. I was like, yeah, that's going to go well. And, you know, but and some of these cavers, they would literally, aw, lovely. Well, I'm glad you're here. Yeah, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Actually, this isn't as long as I thought it was today.
She is always craving his attention. In the morning, Atlas runs straight to Junior's enclosure. She is sitting in the front, waiting for him to come down and say hi to her.
Like,
she like, but I think it's really unique with their relationship as well, is that when they're apart, they
it's
act
almost
very
like a little
differently than when they're
kid.
together.
Just
Atlas loves to be mischievous.
Oh God, yeah. Yeah.
She's definitely a clown, but for some reason, when she's around
toilet
Junior,
paper.
she just becomes this very calm cat.
Yeah, my cat
Junior
would do
is
that
kind
to
of
toilet
territorial,
paper.
So he'll act big and bad.
Oh yeah.
But as soon as he
and then
with
she
her,
taught my dog to do it.
Derpy little
I had my
lizard.
dog like 3 days, and then she taught him. So it was like
sweet.
I'd literally have to have it on the counter. You couldn't have it on the roll. She wouldn't usually get on the counters. Like, she was pretty good that way. But if it was on, it was just that, like, you know, when you come in and it's just like, what you doing? Okay, kitty, thanks. Like, oh God, and it was so bad because I got her in university. So it's like, everything was so expensive. And it's like, dude, I can't afford this. And more kitten videos. This one, I think it was staged. Some of them I'm just beginning to think. She is a sweet lady. She has a GoFundMe. She is homeless. She should be getting a trailer soon. She's not, you can find the information on my blog for all the links on here. I don't know if I'm going to pull her up, even though she is a sweet lady. Like, and you can kind of tell people who are just, you had a rough time, you escaped a bad situation. Lurkers need love. There's probably even more incognito. And some might be from Twitch. Some might be from Twitter. Hello, my Twitter friends or ex-friends and all my family there. And Twitch. Hi to all 5 of you. I think I'm up to 7. Love you. Yeah, you're good people. Yeah. I don't care. It's, it is what it is. Like, I'm just doing this because I want to practice talking and doing artwork and just having fun. Oh God, this was crazy. This one was crazy. Yeah. Howdy, buddy. So, how's it going? See, I at least it's a male. Like, they're big, they're tough, but it's actually the lionesses you got to worry about. And oh wow, you should try and reapply. Now Elon took it over. Like, it's kind of like, hey, gonna check it out. And they're just like hanging out there. Like, that's the thing with that clip. You gotta wait for it. They're just like, okay. Hi, Lion. Hey, buddy. Oh no. I had a weird dream about him where he really was an alien and he was in this weird little pod thing, but he wasn't human. He was like, it was like this metal little disc, and this little like light would come out, and this like almost like ectoplasm like would start talking, like almost like Dune, but just like a little miniature one. And I was on a barge with like kind of like Huckleberry Finn. It was, and I wasn't. That was a weird dream, but it was just so real. And when I looked at it, I was like, "Yeah, you're a Martian. I knew it all along." And even though it was like, you know, you get the sense off of this evil little pot. All it was this evil little pot, and I knew at any time I could just like boot it off, like, hey, drop it in the water. But it was almost like, even though he was evil, I was like supposed to be on that barge just to protect it because other people wanted to kick it off, or, you know, like we were trying to run it out of a city or something. And it was like this. Oh God, that's so weird. Like for this, wow, that's weird. Yeah, and people wonder why I don't like sleeping a lot. Sometimes I have like the past few days, like I can remember dreams a few years ago, and I just keep thinking like, I remember this, but you know, if I could only just remember the lottery numbers, you know. And see, some of these are, you know, I shouldn't pull that on. We'll just scroll down. Oh yeah, this one. JP, how long is this one?
We are aware of the pain that has been caused by the character.
Yeah, let's pull up this one.
We support victims.
This seems
well, do you want me to pause this and I'll put you on panel? Do you have enough data and everything?
Channel, my beautiful freedom-loving friend, where we like to call out the lies, hypocrisy, and corruption of tyrants, shine the light of awareness on woke absurdities, and highlight the amazing work of other freedom fighters. Ashton Kutcher and Mila
I just got to check a message.
Is maybe how you say her name. They're Hollywood elites, so they fall into the category of they themselves being woke absurdities that we're going to shine the light of awareness on. They've done a couple things wrong, which I don't think it's wrong. I think they did a couple things that show their true colors. And unfortunate to them, those couple things that they did, their true colors are crappy colors. They're just like poop stained on a pride flag kind of looking colors. I don't think they did anything wrong. I think they were just being themselves, and people are observing, who they are and maybe what they stand for, what the principles are, what the morals are, lack thereof. That's actually what's wrong. So their apology video, more significantly, the critique of their apology video is going all over the place. So I wanted to share some thoughts with you. We'll watch their 1 minute long stupid apology video in just a second. But first, a little context. If you're like me, I follow next to nothing going on in Hollywood. You probably know who these people are, but you're like, what they apologize for? What happened? Here's what happened. There's a show called That 70s Show. Ironically, it wasn't in the 70s. So that 70s show, Mila and Ashton were on it, and they had a co-star, a guy named Danny Masterson. Not a good fella. So Danny Masterson was just convicted of raping 2 women. There's also a third woman he alleged to have raped, but he was not convicted in that account. So beyond a shadow of a doubt, he raped 2 women, by the way, with force. Just horrible. After he was convicted, then comes the sentencing. Here's where the plot thickens like a Pfizer blood clot to make these 2 yahoos look like Hollywood sociopaths. They wrote character letters to the judge. They each wrote one. And in the character letters, they were saying wonderful things about Danny, all in an effort to try to persuade the judge to give him less of a sentence. I'll show you some of the things they said in the character letters. But first, why that's a problem is apparently the victims took offense to it. You're like, this guy brutally raped me, and you're sitting there trying to get him a lighter sentence. You're saying he's a good guy. Like, look at what he did to me. So apparently those letters came out. Those victims and the world didn't think too highly of old Ashton and Mila for that. So they're sitting there saying, what should we do? You know what? we should release an apology video. Let's make it the worst apology video in history. We'll make it inauthentic. We'll sound completely disingenuous. That'll smooth things over, right? Because we're us. We can do no wrong. So they released the apology video, and it just made the situation 10 times as bad. I think it's hilarious. So what did they say in their character letter to the judge about their rapist friend? Well, on Newsweek, you can probably see it all over the place, but I'm on newsweek.com. Here you can see Ashton's character letter. I'm just going to hit a couple of the highlights. The whole thing is singing praises, but what did he say that are the worst things to say? Here it is. He also set an extraordinary standard around how you treat other people. He treats some other people with rape. And here is, I think, the thing that makes Ashton Kutcher look the most lunatic-like. And speaking of Danny, who is a convicted rapist, we have spent countless hours together with our kids, and he is among the few people that I would trust to be alone with my son and daughter. What kind of father would say, there's not many people I would trust to be alone with my son or daughter, but one of those few people is the convicted rapist. And then when we get to Mila Kunis's character letter, here's the most idiocracy things she writes. Danny has consistently displayed a profound sense of responsibility and care for those around him. Tell that to his victims. He demonstrates grace and empathy in every situation. Well, there's 2 or 3 situations he legally did not express grace or empathy. In conclusion, Mila writes, I wholeheartedly vouch for Danny Masterson's exceptional character and the tremendous positive influence he has had on me and the people around him. Again, these 3 women around him may disagree. But I digress, and the letter is filled with other things. Those were just the few things that I thought makes them look as bad as they are. Ashton and Mila said, okay, this does look bad. We got to fix this. Here's an apology video. It was posted to Ashton Kutcher's Instagram.
I just find all this Scientology stuff weird.
A+.
I mean, it is weird.
We are aware of the pain that has been caused by the character letters that we wrote on behalf of Danny Masterson.
Which, by the way, thus far, how genuine do they seem? He's not even looking in the camera.
Anyone who does apology videos isn't really apologizing. You actually apologize to people in private.
You guys normally look. Let's put you in hair and makeup for 6 hours to make you look disheveled. It'll make you look relatable. It'll give the essence that you're really torn up about this. You're really sorry. I don't know if that's the case.
I think just because this one came out, and I did touch on this. Yeah, it is. It is absolutely toxic, and I'm fascinated how far it infiltrated
historically through our work
Hollywood and
in the future.
Even the show.
She could not have sounded less
like
genuine.
You hear
Just
the stories.
She sounds
half
like
the
she's
cast
reading
was
off of
Scientologists.
Sounds like she's reading words off of paper.
Like, did they give up pamphlets with your scripts?
It's just
like,
so disingenuous.
It is. It is. Whenever people do apology videos, it's like
not looking at the camera. This robotic tone of voice. And then the second thing to pay attention to is the content. So how they are, and then the content of their message.
I'm just going to pause this for a second because I've said one apology, I think. Most of the time I'm like, well, I said it. I cannot escape what I said. Okay, if it was something dumb, then you never escape people like that. She might have escaped them physically, but she's probably still, it's blood money. I hate to say it. Like, it is, if she didn't do that, she would be in danger. So if she got out, and they're letting her out, and she has to do that. That's sometimes because this is such a big organization, and once you get in, you don't get out easily. Like, there's a few people who do, but there's mostly, I've heard, the only way you get out of Scientology is in a body bag. It's that bad. And you see the way it's been shaping, like, oh my God, it's like he wasn't a good author to begin with. Can I just say that? It was a bad science fiction film. Yeah. That's sad, that's sad when you lose people, but hopefully she's safe, that's scary when people are involved in that, but at the same time, you can only do so much, and you can just hope they're safe. I hate to put it like that, but it's just I've seen people, Yeah. Yeah. Like a lot of these like pseudo cultists, like they think they actually, and all it is manipulation. Like I can go through the tactics of like how it happens. Like I pulled up like that movie Love Bomb. Even though that was a video about domestic abuse, it actually that's a tactic that churches use. You go in and they're like, oh my God, it's so good to see you. Oh my God, Jesus loves you. Oh yeah, and you get that moment because everyone loves attention. Everyone loves that, and also you're going into this environment. Aaron Raw breaks it down really well. And even though he's like, kind of an atheist Satanist, I'm kind of almost similar in some ways, except I do sit next to a Bible and I do pull it out and read it, even though I have like, okay. And I know it's like covered in stickers, but if you're at a pub, they get really offended if you pull out a Bible. It's something I've learned over the years, like when I was studying theology and Christianity, is like, yeah, they get really mad or they get really offended. It's like, so if it's covered in stickers, they just think it's a book. Because I think people too with Christianity are so worried about it being forced on them, or any theology or yoga or, veganism, anything like, and I think and a lot of us did grow up in homes with toxic theology. But I think as adults, like it is still part of our heritage. I think we should embrace it, or if it feels healthy for you. A lot of people, it'll draw up too many memories. And it's something like in grief counseling, it's like you don't start off the bat saying you're going to pray for someone. It's like you ask them, do you pray? If so, how? Because I've done a lot of multi-dominant, why can I say that? Denominations. You have to be trained in that if you're going to work in shelters. You have to be accepting to all faiths, all. And if you do not understand it, you take a step back and listen and ask questions. You do not just go in there and be like, this is how it is. And if you do not believe what I say, you are not real. It's like who does that? It's weird. Like, especially in shelters, because some of these people, they might be talking to God or angels, right? Well, you're talking to them. So it's like, okay, can you just leave your friends alone for a moment and focus on me? I know they'll be there. Trust me, those voices in your head will be there in a moment. Like, we just gotta, sorry, it's bad jokes. Like, But I think a lot of Christians can't laugh at ourselves. That's why I love Monty Python. And I should pull up Every Sperm is Sacred. I love that one. I never seem to get strikes for Monty Python, especially the Lumberjacks one, which to be fair, should be BC's, provincial anthem. Like, it's actually really cool. It's like, wow, we were on the map. Everyone knows what BC is because of Monty Python. And it really is like that with the Lumberjacks. Sorry, I'm going off on tangents. I didn't see that. That's actually funny because it actually fits in with the theme of my artwork today. Yeah. Oh God, I'll have to check them out after. Sometimes I gotta focus, or I'm like a cat with tinfoil on a string or a laser pointer. We'll just scroll over that one. And this lady was an idiot. She probably got $1,000 fine. Yeah. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. I know, it was like, this is my dream. And meanwhile, it's like, you're not allowed to walk on, like, and I'm sure a lot of tourists want to do this. And I do this in my hometown with some of the monuments, but I don't think I'm going to break an old fort. I am going to take you on a tour of some of the old forts. They are by the ocean, not what you'd expect. And I haven't done that for a while, but, I'm trying to plan out things. I'm just waiting on work and trying to just finish decluttering. I've done so well. I'm so amazed, to get all your stuff. Like, I had books in one place and then artwork in 10 different places, CDs and DVDs, and at least the cassettes are all still, but I need to bring them out. But I don't want to move my TV. It's really fucking heavy. I moved it upstairs when I first got it, but that was a few years ago, and I haven't, I'll get the pipes going again. Just, also, when you get old, you're like, I could move that, but why would I want to? and also, like, the tapes are safe. As long as everything's in its own little spot, I don't care. Yeah, and oh my God, the reason I have been doing all the little ads for the carpet, the couch designer in India, is I've been going through his stuff, and I'm going to be doing one and making my headboard look like flowers and and maybe even try and make like some kind of like dragon-like mast on top of it, and also put in the rings for rope and stuff, because it is a headboard. There is a reason I'm doing actual construction on this, not just fabric and pretend it's pretty. No, it's like, no, this is going to be actual construction. I totally got bruises from moving the pallets, and I'm sure the grocery store thinks I'm insane, but they already thought I was insane before. It's like, oh, you're the crazy little white girl. Great. It's an Indian market, so you can tell. Oh God, let's not. I don't want to pull that one up. Yeah, that was a dumb thing she did. Okay, that one's good. The other one I did, she was naked, so I was like, okay, I have no idea what AI is doing.
You might remember in 2015, right after Justin Trudeau had been sworn in as Prime Minister for the first time, he got in his limo, he went down Sussex Drive to the Pearson Block, which is where Global Affairs Canada, our Foreign Affairs Department, has its headquarters. He walked into the atrium, it's 2 floors, and people just fell all over him. They cheered. These supposedly objective bureaucrats who are supposed to serve any prime minister, regardless of party, in a very objective way, fell all over him as though he were some sort of Korean boy band member and they were teenage girls.
Oh God, this guy nails
I've ever
it.
seen by bureaucrats
He nails
in favor
it.
of one party and one leader.
I like this one. I've watched it a few times.
They were so sure Justin Trudeau was going to bring Canada back on the world stage. That bad, mean Stephen Harper, he'd ruined our foreign relations because he was a warmonger. He was a bad man. He had bad relations with a lot of great countries like China. And Justin Trudeau was going to solve that. Well, as we've seen now from Justin Trudeau's second disastrous trip to India, this time for the G20 meeting last week, Justin Trudeau is a foreign affairs failure, period. And not just because his plane wouldn't start, and he had to wait 3 days to get a replacement plane so he could get back home. That's immaterial. I remember one time in 1979, Joe Clark went on a Middle East tour to show how important he was, how serious he was in foreign affairs, and his luggage got lost. And that became the story of the trip. But he did prove that he did know something about foreign affairs. Trudeau went to India and proved he knows nothing about foreign affairs. Nothing. There's a great shot from the G20 meeting of Azali Assoumani, president of the Comoros Union. Now, I had to look up Comoros. I don't know where it was. It is a country consisting of 3 islands off the coast of Madagascar. And there is Prime Minister Modi of India giving this great warm welcome to a man who's the head of a country of 800,000 people with a GDP that is 0.1% of Canada. Assoumani gets this big welcome from Modi. Trudeau gets the cold shoulder. And that's because Trudeau has been patronizing towards Modi in all of their relations together. And he refuses to do anything about the Khalistani separatist movement in Canada, which is largely funded by Indo-Canadians of Sikh origin. And it's causing problems for the Indian government. Now, I think a lot of the things that the Khalistani movement does in Canada are free speech. You get to have a referendum about whether or not you'd like your homeland to separate from India. It may be embarrassing to the Indian government. And Trudeau can admit that to Modi. But he can't stop people from having a free expression of their views in Canada, nor should he try. But Trudeau patronizes Modi. He treats him as though he were the prime minister of an inferior country, despite the fact that India has 1.4 billion people and GDP that is greater than ours. Trudeau treats him like the little brother or an inferior person who is just standing there waiting for Canadian largesse. And if I were Modi, I would be ticked too. So Modi has done everything he can. First in the 2018 trip that Trudeau took with the costumes and the dancing, the Fool's trip, the Bollywood trip of India. And now Modi has done the same thing. He pushed Trudeau over to the sidelines at the G20 and nobody tried to rescue him. Biden seems to have lectured him from the United States point of view. And Trudeau has done everything he can in his 8 years as prime minister to destroy Canada's foreign relations. He was going to be the great savior. The people at the Pearson Block that first day he went there thought that he was their god on foreign relations. but he has been a complete and total buffoon.
Mm-hmm.
Post media, I'm on him.
Well said. I love that one. That is like one of my favorite clips of the past week. If I'm on my keyboard, but also like I've spent so long just in chats, and some of your election chats, there's like almost 200,000 people on a live chat like this, and you're just like, it's like watching stock prices, or it just like you don't even know what you're looking at. It's like, what's that? Oh, what was that? Miss Evelyn's course on speed reading? It's almost like, like people are like, what was the last book you read? I was like, The Fox, Trump's speech, like it's like you're reading a novel in like, a 2-hour time span. Aw. Well, big hugs. I'm glad you're here. I mean, I'm glad you're no pun intended. I'm sorry. You guys get all the hurricanes. I love this one. This is the one I used for my intro photo for YouTube. Oh God, yeah. This is dumb. This is how dumb my government
one other
is.
issue I wanted to bring up, not the same in terms of dollar value, but again, when we're talking about government waste, there is a bit
Everyone
of a
loves
connection
Monty
here.
Python. Oh God, I can only imagine what they would make of Canada these days. It wouldn't even be the lumberjack song. It would be so much worse.
In 2018, subsidizing edible crickets. What on earth is going on?
I know.
I'm sorry, I just find that so gross. I mean, like if you're anybody watching this, power to you. Go right ahead. You probably don't like me eating beef or whatever it is your thing is. So yes, this is a huge waste of money. It's over $400,000, and this is all that we've seen so far. There's probably plenty below the surface that we're not aware of. $400,000. This is since 2018. And what this is
it doesn't seem like a lot of money, but this is all they've been able to trace the paper trail to.
And I've seen videos of these things, Andrew. They're like these massive buildings, and I can just imagine the noise. And they're all in these little habitats, right? And you turn them into paste.
Yeah.
Now, I have to be clear. They've been putting crickets.
Are you okay?
Like,
okay. Put up your GoFundMe or your PayPal or any of that. Like, if you need help.
But it's going into pet food.
That way it'll.
This is $400,000.
Someone might donate and help you out just to help.
Powder and paste and stuff. So humans
I know you're out there.
Again, if you want to do that and you want to make a company doing that, give her. But don't take dollars from taxpayers. We're opposed to corporate welfare.
This is definitely something I don't care if you want to make a
But no, it isn't just paste. I was reading from the report over at taxpayer.com that a portion of it has been earmarked for
I will pray for you, even if
sausages and falafels. Now, I have not.
I always send you love, or try and keep people in my heart. Like it's almost like
a falafel's already vegetarian. Like why
you go through that list of friends in your head and just like send them a little love in the morning.
You're making it worse. You're like adding something in it that like even the vegans wouldn't have cared.
I understand. I understand.
Little secrets.
I understand what it's like.
When they're talking about cows and horses,
scared
I was raised
myself because this nursery order
actually they
isn't happening. So I was supposed to be at work on Monday.
They're kind of omnivorous, but yeah.
And every day is like you just see that money ticking away, and you're like, am I going to make it? Is this going to work out? Like,
and then they must
just waiting for the bill notifications.
I will say,
but.
Andrew, send your producer this. Maybe we can
with
chat
this
about it
fire
next time.
season, it's
this
so
isn't
important
just about
work.
Producing food. I don't know how much money was spent on this.
It's taking such a
but
risk.
Last year, my kid was sent home.
And I know I'm driving my mom crazy because I keep borrowing money, but I'm like, it'll pay off. It'll pay off.
For him to fill out as an assignment. and it was chatting about this massive grocery store chain, the same one we gave millions of dollars to pay for refrigerators.
Do you want to come on panel?
Putting cricket powder and cricket paste on the shelves, and why this is the wave of the future for farming. And actually,
is he taking off?
How AI is helping to.
If you're close down there,
it pushed all my buttons.
Off.
It's like they've literally just they've taken the WEF agenda for the year, and they took every buzzword and came up with something let's take crickets and throw in AI, and we'll throw in censorship and find a battery powered vehicle, and we'll just it's the battery powered cricket plant.
Just to say hi, no pressure. I'm gonna go back to my stream. You know that. Just to. Yeah, I mean, seriously, I still have more clips. I still have more stuff. I have a whole month of clips already organized. Every day I go through the artwork, and it's been actually just adding the animation on, every day. It started just doing my blog, and then doing the artwork with the blog. And now it's become doing the animation. And animation, even though it's only 30 seconds sometimes, they're little shorts, just to do it. Yeah, as long as you're okay. There we go. Good to see you.
Hey.
Hey.
Hey, I'm gonna walk out on the beach so you can hear the ocean. It's really dark where I am. I can't really see.
Yeah, that's okay.
This camera's not really good in low light. But I want you to hear the ocean.
No worries.
Really, it's going off.
I love the sound of it anyways.
Oh, geez. It's great to go to sleep to. I like to listen to ambient electronica when I'm sleeping to the sound of the ocean, and look up at the stars, and it's like it's a whole other world. Let's see. Oh, okay. Oh no, you can see those lights that way, but let me change the camera. The front camera. Wait, settings, camera, front. Oh, facing back? Okay. Okay, that's good. All right.
You might have gotten too far from the signal. No, it's okay. No, I hear it.
Get back on there.
Yeah, you just.
There we go.
Oh. Oh, you're echoing.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Hold on. Wait a second.
No, you're good now. You're good now.
No, I'm not.
Okay. Are you okay?
No, hold on. I think I accidentally kicked myself out.
Mm-hmm.
Pro tip: wear headphones. All right, here we go.
Okay. It just might cause an echo.
Uh-oh. It's an echo. Oh, there's two of me.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say.
I love the effect.
Oh, it's okay. I fixed it. You're fine. You're fine.
can't see the large pad light, but we'll get to hear the wind is really high.
Wow, it's picking up. Well, is Lee going to hit you?
Is what?
Hurricane Lee. Or is that
no, it's going to go
north?
up to like the North Carolina towards DC and Maine and all that.
Yeah. And people were saying it's going to hit Nova Scotia. So
the tide is really far out. I mean, it's really low tide, but it's really, the waves are like 6 feet. Oh my God.
That's weird.
Can you hear it?
Yeah.
I saw the dolphins again last night.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, the water's coming up right up to my feet.
Dude, like,
There's lights out there. Those are barges.
Oh,
You can
neat.
see those lights out there?
Yeah. I thought they were stars, but
and
funny about the barges.
Those are buildings. So behind me is the coast, and out there is the ocean, the Atlantic Ocean.
Yeah, I know. I'm a Pacific girl.
All right. Well, that was fun.
Well, thank you, sir.
I have an inherent fear of the ocean from Jaws. It's not just sharks.
Da-na-na.
But it's all the stuff that man puts in there that I don't really want to. I don't mind it if it wasn't toxified by man's crud. But I tried to go surfing a couple times and failed miserably.
I kicked ass. I almost broke my wrist the first time because I like grabbed the board wrong, and I just drove my hand down straight onto it and almost but at the end of the day, I literally caught. I went like 3 parking lots down the beach. It took me 10 minutes to get back to my friend. I caught just the perfect wave. This is out in Tofino, the one that likes to slum around on.
Wow, there's some headlights coming up.
Okay.
I hope these people aren't coming here. Looks like they are.
Okay, if you gotta drop off, you can just hang out in the side chat,
All right.
Okay,
Thanks. I'll see you. I'll be in the chat.
Yeah, big hugs. Yeah, that way. Oh, sorry, long one. Yeah, just that way you can save a bit of it, And if anything happens, you can jump right back on, and hopefully, no, you're gonna be fine. We're gonna go back to this. This one was almost
with
done.
the recipes made up by AI, it makes them happy. Klaus Schwab comes out and you'll not eat the bugs.
You eat the bugs.
The carbon tax goes up too, in conjunction with building these barns. But really, I want to know.
I know this is ridiculous. We are not supporting
Ryan Thorpe, our investigative journalist,
farmers.
Did this way smarter than me on that stuff, and so I sent him a screenshot from when I was so mad I took a picture of it with my phone. So we're going to find out how much money we spent on getting this, and this was in the public school curriculum of elementary school in BC.
Wow.
For folks watching, I would be super curious if your kid was sent home with cricket propaganda. We'd like to know too.
Yeah, BC is just this stuff.
Very nervous.
Yeah, we are
falafel
this
in the
stuff.
school cafeteria there as well.
Yeah,
I know.
Just bring
Chris
sandwiches
from the Canadian Taxpayers Federation. We will see you.
Bring
next Monday.
sandwiches.
Read your labels, folks. Thanks.
Yeah. Well, everyone loves that red coloring. Apparently, that's like bugs. you know, a lot of candies, a lot of stuff is just, oh, that was sad. This one, how long is that? 10. Yeah, I'm not going to show the whole thing, but it's just like a warning to chicks that, and guys, I've heard, I think everyone, if you are out on the night out, just watch your drink. Watch your drink, watch your food. It actually, especially in Victoria, I've been burned a few times and it is scary as fuck because, and it's, I mean, the hangover, you get it. But when you just had one drink with dinner and all of a sudden you're piecing together the last 24 hours, something happened to you and it's scary. And so, yeah, go on Blue Cryptameria. All my information is in my description, as well as all the links to the clips I'm pulling up and videos. Like, I'm not trying to steal anyone's work. I'm just trying to, I thought this was a good video and I think it should be shared. Like that CPR one the other day. I almost think I should just have that in my YouTube description so everyone knows how to do CPR. Just saying. Why? Yeah, we're almost at the end. These are almost the last ones. And that one turned out so beautiful. It reminds me of the dark crystal. I'm going to just draw that one up. Because I like this one, I think I can build on for larger pieces. And I did make, I was just so busy. This one's crazy. Like, I feel so bad for this.
Jonathan Herzog's video has been viewed over 1 million times. It tells the story of Front Street in those crucial hours of 3 p.m., 4 p.m., and
everyone should know CPR.
Jonathan Herzog's day.
Stay alive.
Commute from TA.
And as I got into
everyone should.
They were redirecting us all around through these back streets and branches were coming down.
On his way to Kanapali, Herzog started filming as he entered town, sensing unusual conditions.
The winds were the worst winds I've ever been in my life.
When he was later heading home through Lahaina town just before 3 p.m., he hit this roadblock on the southbound highway at Kapuna Kea before the Cannery Mall. Herzog backtracked to where Front Street meets the highway. Traffic moved well enough at that time to rejoin the highway near Lahaina Luna here at 3:02 p.m. But then, Herzog says traffic snarled with downed trees and crews working to the south.
Then I ended up turning around and trying to go north again, thinking, well, at least I'll get out of Lahaina.
But to the north, the gridlock was worse, he says, so he detoured over on Baker. And
this would be so damn scary.
At 3:19, his camera shows a police vehicle blocking access to the highway at Papalaua. But nothing had eased up, so without GPS, he heads north to look for an open route. His first view of the fire at 3:24 p.m. on the hillside, and just before 4 p.m., he ends up in this line of cars on Front Street.
This is nuts. I feel like this guy was so damn lucky.
Just sat there,
like, holy shit.
25 minutes, something like that.
Cow, dude. So the smoke is virtually blocking out the light. I am going to make my way down to the water.
At 4:26, Herzog abandoned his car at Kingdom Hall and walked to Malo Wharf.
It was obvious the fire was out of control, so that's when I decided to leave the vehicle completely.
Passing vehicle after vehicle, he noticed those on the bridge.
All of those cars were still sitting there, just same exact spots.
KITV4 reported on the other side of the Cannery Mall that Herzog passed by in the 4 p.m. hour. The highway was completely shut down for 2.5 hours at Keawe Street until at least 5:24 p.m. Traffic routed towards Front Street. At 5:30, Herzog comes to the end of Front Street, and to his surprise,
looks like 2 police vehicles parked kind of nose to that exit for Front Street.
kind of at a V like this. The traffic had basically bottlenecked right there. So there were cars in both lanes trying to go north by this point, but everyone was stopped on Front Street right there.
As the maintenance worker walked past the gridlock, heading north on foot, at 5:33 p.m., motorists had been fleeing into the water, as seen in Noah Tompkinson's video, 1 mile to the south of the Front Street roadblock near Baker, 2 blocks south of where Herzog had abandoned his car. I asked the chief of police directly at the last press conference, were command and control for fire and police in contact that afternoon in the emergency operations center? He declined to answer that, but says the police were directing the public away from dangerous power lines. Hawaiian Electric says those power lines were de-energized as of the morning.
No, they weren't.
Reporting from the Haida
No, they weren't.
KITV4 Island News. Back to you.
They weren't. People have been reported like that they tried to tell this is why the power company is facing a lawsuit. Like they can say they were shut down. No, power lines do not happen like that. If they were actually like something happened with this, and it's, a lot of people are saying like this is just like we will not probably even know the truth for 20 years about this. And I do not trust Oprah. I pulled up some more clips of her just because I really am disgusted with her. I think it's wrong. Like, she comes in there like, oh, I'll buy you a few pillows. It's like, wow, you're insane, woman. You really are. Yeah, so to animate something like this would probably take me like probably 6 hours, but I think it has so much potential. Oh yeah, Jordan Peterson. That one's a long one. I don't know if I want to pull that one up yet. Like that one reminds me of the Dark Crystal. Like Olga's place or Helga's. She did good. Oh god, this is CPAC though. And they weren't as bad as CTV in their interviewing style, but they still were pretty disingenuous. I just want to see what else is up here. Oh, this was so sad.
Oh, come here, buddy. Dude, it never fails. Come here. Come here.
Never fails.
Come here. Oh, God. Oh, God. Yep. Here we go again. Oh, I got you. I want to see if we have any little brothers or sisters in there. Yeah, I just when I thought that was it. Nope, that's why I double checked. There's another one. Come here.
Like good grief.
Oh, Jesus Christ. There's another one. Hold on. I know. I'm going to see if there's any more. There you go. There.
Aw. Poor kitties. Like, how can people just be like, and I think sometimes just cats will crawl into I will. I'll go through your channel more. I'm just so busy with all the AI art and also just trying to organize before work. Like it's like any day I'll have to go back. It'll be fine. It'll be great. No, because it's actually like commuting at 5:30 in the morning for a 7:30 shift is going to give me a lot of time to work on artwork. Look at the positives and then coming home, I have exactly the same amount of time to work on stuff as well. If someone is giving you grief, I don't see it, but yeah, feel free to time them out, TV. Like, don't take stuff like from people. That's why I gave you a wrench. You know. Oh God, Jan Morgan. She's a Canadian artist.
It's like TrueAnons feel triggered by a speech.
TrueAnons, yeah.
I'm Brian Lilly, political columnist for the Toronto Sun. We
used to like her music, but she's so damn weird now. It's like, oh my God, just get a fucking life.
The other day, 45-minute quick speech over the intercom of the WestJet flight. Well, it turns out there's an awful lot of people who are triggered by the fact that this happened. Lots of liberals going around and complaining, posting on Twitter, now X, saying, "Oh, this is horrible. I can't believe this is going to be happening. I'm never doing business with WestJet again."
I'm going to have to look that up.
They weren't doing business with WestJet before, or they don't really fly all that much.
I'm going to find that one, and I'm going to like.
Decided she was going to jump in on this, and Jan Arden.
And Will Freeman is.
I'm sure she hates that platform, but she's still on it.
Sorry, I always pronounce that wrong. It's Canadian.
Let me read the quote to
but
hey, at WestJet, you and I will.
Yeah, I guess he's doing something on Ace Theo. So if you guys are into theology, they're live.
A PA system on a plane is
just going to stick to this.
Stop, not a political soapbox for social media. Oh, give it a rest. Let's set the record straight. This quick speech by Pierre Poilievre, which, by the way, was funny, it was amusing.
It was.
45 seconds or so. It was also on a flight that WestJet had put on. It was pretty much a charter for people on the going to
yeah, it wasn't like a public flight.
There aren't direct flights from Calgary.
Yeah, they did this as a special. Okay, I'll look for it. I'll look for it.
Had an offer,
and I'll throw it up. Because I like if people have clips of
you know convention to know about this flight. So you were already part of Pierre's team.
Yeah. This was like almost a private flight.
WestJet wasn't giving him a soapbox to people who were stuck.
No, it was like they offered a special flight for conservative members, and he happened to be on it.
Look, there are things to be annoyed about in life.
It wasn't like they planned it.
Politics. But in the grand scheme of things, this isn't one of them. And if that's enough for you to say you'll never fly with that particular airline again, then you really are a snowflake. Jan Arden, you should just melt away. By the way, WestJet, let me offer you
he said that.
Marketing in the future. Start advertising.
Oh my God. That like in Canada, that is equivalent to fuck you.
Let me know what you think.
Yeah. He just threw the gloves off. Yeah. Oh, you're gonna, yeah. I've gotten in trouble for that before. Apparently snowflake means something below the border. Different. Oh, I'm gonna pull up Tom McDonald soon because I love that song. See? And I'm almost getting it to actually write. And this actually almost looks like this is a cool photo. Like, just how they flow together, because they're all the same prompt. But just you alter one little thing, do one little other prompt. And this fits in so well. Like, I didn't even realize. Oh my God. Okay, sorry. But all of this artwork, it fits in so beautifully with the animation I made today. And I didn't even realize. So I kind of want to pull that. Okay. That's a dude. That is not a chick. What else do I have? I really don't want to pull up that. Oh, yeah, we need that. And that's a tarot reading. And that's it. Okay, so we're going to go back and pull up this one. and then pull up the disgusting rugby player.
Of bail. We know there have been recent tragedies where the accused was out and was going against their bail conditions. Yeah, we know the case with the Chinatown homicide is being reviewed where he's talking against bail conditions, and more recently the father of 7 killed by a man who was near a transit station against bail conditions. So I'm wondering what needs to be done to enforce the bail conditions that do exist.
The reality is the level of violence that people that you're talking about, having looked at that, never should have been out on bail. So it stops there. You can take that one. You can take the young girl, or young child, and her mother at the school. I could probably name 10 of them off the top of my head. You can take 26 homicides, all with extreme violent records that we had in the last 2 years. The people that you're talking about never should have been out on bail. Never should have been out on bail.
Yeah. Catch and release. So, like, ooh. That one's going to be something I'm going to have to unpack coming up. Just because living in BC, the drug issue is very close to my heart because I hate going downtown. You know, I've lived in... Thank you, sir. You as well. I am. I'm actually also. I'm gonna have a little bite soon. I'm gonna put this on. But this is just insane. This is actually happening in Canada, and I'm sorry, but you can call me transphobic, homophobic, racist, against climate change, and a bigot. But when you watch this, like, really, I want people to really think hard about what's happening. Like, because of the way the Canadian sports teams have, you know, this guy, and it is a guy. Okay, this is not a stunning and brave woman. The one on the left, yes, left. Yeah, you can tell that's a chick. Beautiful, yeah. The dude with the moves, that is a dude. That is not. And apparently when you look into his record, it's like women's sports are not the retirement plan for failed male athletes. Can we just make that clear? Like, just because you look like that, I'm sorry. If I saw that going in, working in retail, I would say, thank you, sir. And I'd probably, you misgendered me. I'm a woman. I'd be like, okay. I'd be like, well, I guess I'm looking for a new job because you can't even say anything against some, like, this stupidity. And it's taking a lot for a lot of these, because when you speak out, you are risking your career. And when you have spent your whole career, like your whole life, trying to become an athlete, like a gymnast or, you know, a cyclist or any of, you know, rugby player, like we're going to see, it's sacrifice. And, you know, you spent your whole life and that guilt of all your parents, you know, like we did all this for you. Why you say anything? You not get an Olympic gold. It's like, sorry, but we got a whole lot of Me Too and weird here. And I almost think some of this is almost borderline Me Too. Like, what the swimming team went through, I just think is disgusting. And that was a dude. Like, sorry. Like, that's a dude. A 6'4" man who was, I think he was like 415th, wins first place. No, that's not stunning and brave. That's like, oh, I'm going to fake it just so I can make it. we're going to pull up this one because what's happening in the rugby community is at least not as half as cringe as what happened in swimming, even though it's still pretty bad.
And just hearing the hit on this poor girl, it was mind-blowing.
This is insane, yeah. It's like that. It's like that clip.
I didn't think she was hearing because it was right in her.
That clip I pulled up about the movies. Men and women are different. Sorry.
Later, she just went off because it hurt so much.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. I'm like, those hits are so hard.
This is scary.
I'd be on the ground just laying there, not being able to move.
And this woman's taking
you've
a
probably
huge
been
risk
following
even saying
the Ash Davis story. He's that man who is out in Fergus, Ontario, playing with the Highlanders female rugby team. Yes, that's right. He's a biological man playing with and against biological women. And that goes contrary to World Rugby guidelines for obvious reasons, safety and sportsmanship, to name just a couple. We have finally found a brave rugby player to step forward and blow the whistle on this ongoing fiasco. And better yet, she used to be a member until early July of the Fergus Highlanders rugby team. And her name is Mallory Petrie, and she joins me right now. Mallory, how are you doing, my friend?
I'm good, thank you. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, and thank you so much for taking the time, basically, to stand up for what's right. Mallory, we spoke off camera. You told me that you love the sport of rugby. You wanted to play the whole season through, but one of the big reasons you quit the team back in mid-July, I guess it was the fact that this circus sideshow was going on in terms of the Fergus women's team. Here's the deal. As I said in the preamble, Mallory, female and male sports, 'twas ever thus they were divided down gender lines, with some exceptions like horse racing or auto racing. But what is it about the people in Fergus or in Fergus rugby that they seem to have absolutely no problem with a biological male competing against biological females and routinely injuring them in the process?
Yeah. I'm not too sure. I don't understand it whatsoever because it really shouldn't be happening. And it seems majority of the people on the Fergus team allow it, accept it, and think it's okay when it's not.
Here's the thing, Mallory. When I went into that assignment, that's going back to July 22nd, you were already off the team. I was never prepared for how rattled I was going to be. And it had nothing to do with the F-bombs and the middle fingers and even the physical assaults I endured that day. It was the fact that these women on the Fergus team seemed so indoctrinated that they would support a man pretending to be a female, I don't know, in the name of diversity, equity, and inclusion. To me, you support a guy like that injuring real women, Mallory. This is support for misogyny. What are your thoughts?
It is.
I don't support it at all.
100%.
And I don't understand how they were so watching when we went over there on the news. I don't know how they were so supportive of that. It just blows my mind. Myself and a few others just want to play the sport. We shouldn't have to be kicked off the team or basically threatened about what we say to not play. It's just crazy.
Yeah, 34-21. Mr. Davis, Ash, why are you doing this? I'm David Menzies, Rebel News.
Hi. No, you're not really a part of this. Human rights.
What about the human rights of biological women being injured by this man? As a mother, why would you expose your kids to a
Because that is my partner. That is my wife that you are female.
So he's a lesbian?
It's
not a sport. Or it's not an issue.
I'm a registered social worker, sir, and I demand human rights for everybody. Oh, okay.
They just... Well, it's a biological female. How do you feel about a biological male playing in rugby now?
Thank you. I don't really give a fuck.
When you observed Ash Davis play, when you practiced with him, when you're on the team, Mallory, and when you saw him compete against other teams, I remember back in June, so you still would have been on the team, there was a game against the Stony Creek Camels, and at least 3 women were really injured by this individual. They were quoted in the popular press as saying it was like getting hit by a truck.
So I'm a forward along with him, and I remember running. He got the tackle, and I was running close by, and just hearing the hit on this poor girl, it was mind blowing. I stopped running. I waited for the girl to get up because I didn't think she was hearing, because it was right in her like stomach area where she got hit. Hearing how hard it was, and then how would she have done it? She didn't really breathe for like a second. Like she's like, huh. And then like it waited because she got hit so hard, and then she finally started to breathe, and then like minutes later she just went off because it hurt so much. But I couldn't believe it. I'm like, those hits are so hard. I'd be on the ground just laying there, not being able to move.
Did anyone ever come up to him and ask him these questions that, hey, dude, last year on the men's team, you were voted the hardest hitter, and now you're playing with females. Why?
No one asked him, and I thought that was absolutely crazy seeing that you post that the other day of how he was the hardest hitter. I know someone who was on the men's team last year. He didn't play this year. He was on the men's team last year, and I was talking to him about Ash, and he said he's a very good player on the men's team. And that speaks a lot. If you're a good player on the men's team, you are crushing it on the girls' team.
Do you think, Mallory, I mean, we can't know for certain, we're not psychiatrists, but is there maybe a current of mental illness here? His allies are so supportive of trans women, a real woman, that they assume this is simply a man that's transitioned into a woman, even though he's got all his male parts, as far as I can tell. But how do we know there isn't mental illness at play here? How do we know this isn't a man with nefarious intentions gaming the system, deciding for whatever reason, maybe as a prank, that he's going to pretend to be a woman and get away with hurting other women? Do you have any thoughts on those points, Mallory?
There, in my eyes, there kind of has to be some mental health issues there, which a lot of people have, which is fine. But I really don't know what goes through his head thinking that it's okay to be on the women's team. I really have no idea. I've never asked him, never told us. I honestly have no idea why.
And he's getting away with it. And in a way, Mallory, I gotta ask, who do we have more contempt for? The fact that this man has the chutzpah to play against biological females and hurt them on a routine basis, or the powers that be, and I'm talking about Rugby Canada, Rugby Ontario, heck, even the Ontario Minister of Sport, that would be Neil Lumsden. Neil Lumsden is a former professional football player. He won 4 Grey Cups. Surely he knows the inherent dangers of males playing against females in a contact sport, and yet no one's saying anything. In fact, the province recently awarded Rugby Ontario with a $150,000 grant, and one of the provisos was
wrong.
Diversity, equity, and inclusion. Melanie, this is insane to me.
Yeah, it's insane to me.
I totally agree.
I grew up with rugby. Like, I just don't understand. Like, we always, for this reason, even the girls.
Their eyes. I don't know.
Melanie, tell us about you and your rugby
Yeah, one
career.
of
I'm
us
sure
girls at
a little
the time were
heartbreaking that
like,
you had to leave a
yeah, we
sport
want to
you
go
loved
in there with the
mid-season,
boys.
but,
And
are you
they were
thinking of
like,
going back to next season?
no,
Thinking maybe of
no,
joining
there's
another team,
reasons
perhaps?
for this. And it's
what's in
like,
the cards for you?
I'm not too
so
sure. I
can
haven't
just
played
smoke it. Women, like,
much of my life. I only started in grade 11
even
high
if I
school.
worked out
Played for my 2 years.
hardcore,
Then
I would
last year I played in Stratford.
did
where I
roids,
used to
I would
live,
not
but
be
there
able
really
to
wasn't a team
compete with
for
the
much
man.
girls. I was like, oh, this is perfect.
It's different, and also women play different.
I don't know what plans next year. I probably just won't. It kind of ruined it this year for me a lot, but I do have, I play baseball, so I was like, I'll just be content with just baseball then next year.
But we also
because I don't want to run into this situation again. I didn't really enjoy coming to any of my games.
Sorry, you're at the bottom of the mosh. Like,
yeah, that's a shame, Ellie. And you know, we never go back to rugby. The fact remains, Ash Davis being on that roster, that means there was a female player who is not on the roster because he's taken that space, right?
Hats off to New Zealand.
Yeah, I was actually a little upset the one game.
The rugby queen.
Which he is a better player, but
and New Zealand would never let this freak compete with women.
That the usual
and those women would fucking kick his ass.
She's a transphobe. She's a this. She's a that. She's a hater, a bigot. Because
this is
she
quality of sports. Like this guy has fucked up
playing
women.
With biological females and injuring them. What are your thoughts, Mallory?
Yeah, exactly.
I am pretty afraid, but
this is why we separated sports. I'm sorry.
I shouldn't be. I'm purely just talking about a male playing on the women's team. It has nothing to do with him. It's just the fact that
it's a him
on the team. He was very nice from what I talked to him. I didn't really talk too much, but I'm sure there's going to be people bashing me on the internet.
Exactly.
Which is fine. I can take that because they are very strongly opinionated. But I really hope there's some people that see it on my point of view and agree with me on that.
Well, Mallory, you are very brave. You are a lioness. I really appreciate your time.
Yeah, like I said, always be very vigilant. You might hear the lion, but it's the lionesses in the background.
Neil Lumsden. Hey guys, have a scintilla of courage that Mallory Petrie has. In other words, I think I'm telling you two guys
thank you. Someone has to say this already. I'm so sick of this
Mallory.
No problem, thank you.
If you like cruising already, this is truly something unique. And if you've never been on a cruise,
this would be cool. I would love to do this. Like, I would love to do this if I could.
You can find out all the details.
Just because it's, even though I don't get along with everyone from Rebel, we've, over the years,
on it as a vacation of a lifetime.
Been able to.
All aboard, we have reserved a limited number of Rebel News cabins. So book yours today at rebelnewscruise.com.
See, if I had the money, I'd probably do that. That would, like, and I haven't always gotten along with Rebel News over the years. And it was even before the pandemic. Like, trust me, it was even before the pandemic. It was like, but now it's like when we have had so many changes in Canada with our laws regarding journalism and free speech and okay, here is like something I still cannot understand, because Rachel Gilmore, that bitch was allowed to like operate for years and got like bonuses. Like, she doesn't need to really, like, if she's a smart cookie, I think she is. She has enough investments that she could just pretty well sit around and make stupid tweets, which is wonderful. I'm like, well done. Because, you know, she screwed her journalism career. And I do not do journalism, even though I'm posting news articles. I do satire. I do art. I am not a journalist. I went to university for investigative documentaries, and editing, but you know, it's sort of like going back, and I'm trying to take it into the shallow end of the pool for that one again. Also, when I was doing that, I just seemed to have the weirdest luck, and I film is like that with me. It is like life imitates art. So that's why I've been trying to do like happy ones with hummingbirds and just things. Like I'll open panel if people want to come on, or if they have artwork. Like if you do artwork, or even actually there's some channels I will make a confession. Absolutely. That I will spend hours watching some of these landscaping videos. Like they just go to someone's yard and is like, hey, you got long grass? We'll cut it for free. We just want to film it. I'm like, if I could afford to do that, that would be awesome. or I'll spend like, I have a few channels that do embroidery and crafts. And these are amazing people. And when you can see other people's art, you don't feel like as an artist you're living in so much of a vacuum. I have been so excited about some of the projects I've been working on lately, and even just doing this little clip of AI. I know at the end of the year I'll be able to get hopefully a half-hour video, like, actually take all my art and put it together, or do a couple, because I have like I have nature themes, I have cyberpunk themes, I have steampunk themes, I have little alien ones, which I did today and I was so proud of. Some of the, I missed some of the sound effects because I had it way more layered, and I think I accidentally deleted the wrong version. And by the time I already processed it on YouTube, I was like, okay, I'm not wasting more data. This is how it's rolling today. We'll go back. We can always go back over stuff. It's something I learned in university is that, I have this whole little trunk of my artwork. I can go and revisit some I want to, because I want to just, it was actually like, we had to do so many exercises just for practice in university. So I picked a clothespin. Simple, graphic, meaningful. I do costumes, So I want to dig out all the old pencil work and actually animate them. And I think I have like probably 20 of them, just like drawings of freaking, you had to do so much in university. Like, it was just practice, practice, practice. Just draw, 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 draw. A lot of it wasn't even how well you could draw something like this, like a little clothespin. It was how well you could observe the world, which has been almost a greater strength for me than just doing artwork over the years. Like when you can, because you're being trained to be observant, and when you are in situations like, you get a deeper knowledge. You understand yourself more. You trust yourself more. You also trust what you're seeing more. You have this is why I think arts and sports and music and all of these things should be encouraged more. Science, like some people, math, like my mom just loves numbers, and piano. And, why aren't we encouraging kids more this way than, twerking and whatever the hell they're doing? I don't know. Like, I even said, like, some of the kids, like, my mom was a teacher. She's an amazing teacher still. Even though she's retired, oh God, I feel so bad for her. She went into such hassle with her strata because they had never developed a bylaw. And okay, if you're not familiar with Canadian real estate law, you actually had to develop rules for your complex. And none of them had done that. They were doing all the strata fees onto like stuff like birthday gifts. And my mom's like, no, under Canadian law, you actually need to use that for your roofs, because if something happens, knock on wood, you need that strata fund to fix it. That's why everyone gets together and sort of it's like, okay, if we're all investing in this property, and unfortunately it's sometimes, like, I've seen stuff on the Lower Mainland I might get into on another stream. I would swear too much to get into what goes on the Lower Mainland. I mean, Victoria's bad, and I'm gonna do this stream, but it's difficult talking about gentrification on neighborhoods. And I touched on some of it tonight, but I'm gonna elaborate on some of those clips I pulled up. And I'm going to pull up something else. I found something else that let's just present this one. Yeah, and if people want to come on paddle, talk to me. I don't bite any unless you ask nights. Yeah, this is kind of bad. And I saw this today, and I am not ashamed to say this. I went on X, Twitter, and I was like, nope, go fuck yourself. And now we're going to play it because if this is what they're gearing up to, and kids aren't allergic to COVID. Like, I hate to say it like that, but like, why would you give your babies experimental drugs? Although there's a lot of babies on experimental drugs right now for other reasons. Pick a lane, Crypta. What should I do? You got so much. Like, people are like, I grew up in the 80s, and there was like this whole wave of plastic surgeries, and you can get your face lifted, your boobs done. Like, we weren't into the whole booty thing. That's like the whole twerking thing, and just some of it's hey, if you got it, shake it. If mine won't shake, I can dance like that. I just can't shake it like that. Hats off to the women who got that like little extra boom boom. You know, it's almost hypnotic. Okay, I was distracted, but yeah, this one we went through intense and anti-charter restrictions in Canada, and I don't think we should go through this again. If you want to wear a mask, no one's stopping you. Don't force the rest of us to. And if we don't want to put our kids in masks, don't force us to. And that, okay, so we are getting told that if we are against taking your kids to a drag queen, and I love drag. I actually honestly do. Like, I get so many good makeup tips, but it's never been a kid's art form. And now it's being like pushed on kids and a lot of this. And meanwhile, we have all these other things going on. Like, it's almost like, oh, look at this, look at this, look at this. Be worried about your pronouns. Be worried about this. Be worried about, like, the weather. You know, because Greta tells you to. And then, meanwhile, it's like all these other things are going on. And people aren't even paying attention, because if you do not pay attention to this one, like all of the social virtuing, like, oh my God, they're stunning and brave, all of a sudden you're the bad guy. And meanwhile, we have so many worse things coming on the horizon that, you know, if people want to focus on that and further destroy what is left of the Western civilization, good on you. Should I post anyone? I'll post the thing again. The invite. Sorry, I'm kind of thinking of food like a cat. And also just trying to work on more artwork. You know, so there's a link. If people want to join, you have half an hour. Yeah, let's just put this on again. I know this is going to be so much cringe. No, one more, like yoga. Oh God, this is going to be awful. I saw this press conference live, and Clyde does something, breaks it down real well, as cringe as it is. It is absolute cringe. Like, Mr. Tam, I refuse to call it a doctor anymore. If you're in Canada, you understand how actually dark that joke was. But we're going to watch it and play it just because, you know, if I had to get tortured by watching it, so should you. Welcome to hell.
Pam is back on the beat, and this time she's drumming up an urgency that people need to be masked and vaxxed, and mandates are to come.
Hopefully, no, this is, yeah, there it is. This is so bad.
I can't even believe it. They're trying
I can't even believe it either.
Everybody on social media has been saying, no way, Jose, not gonna happen. Nonetheless, they came out masked, muzzled as always, and pushing the same thing as years ago, pushing us right back into another mandate season for this pandemic that's been long since over. Nonetheless, here they are, and this is the meeting they had, and I'll just let it play here. And the words that came out of her muzzled mouth.
With today's authorization, Massey is reaffirming its guidance on the use of COVID-19 vaccines this fall. Massey recommends authorized age groups get an updated COVID-19 vaccine dose this fall, 6 months after their last vaccine dose or infection.
We'll get into the age groups.
We will have enough.
I know, this is so fucking disturbing. No, just say no, people.
Programs across Canada.
Just say no.
The Omicron variant continues to evolve, with XBB subvariants such as EG.5 continuing to circulate in Canada and globally.
Blah blah blah. New scariants, new things to try to scare
This is
everybody
bad.
into
This
compliance.
is bad.
And this
They
is
are
really
going
the
to
name of
do
the game. It's
something
compliance.
so
It's will you
we
do
cannot
what you're
comply
being
again.
told to do?
Sorry.
And of course, we don't
Like
that.
she's
You're
insane.
introduced the do not comply
Is
shirt.
insane.
I will not comply.
There's a
of course
debate
not,
about
and
that.
telling people,
It's
other people,
oh god, there's like
why are you
Canadian
doing
like
it? So this one's
it's
been
like
taken off in the shirt store. Go
you
check
know
it out on the
what
merch
is that term?
store. Links in the description down
creepy
below. Of course,
pasta about
the reporter asked,
Can.
well, it seems like you guys
I don't
are
even
already
want to get
gearing
into.
up. You're ready to go. You're,
Can is
you're
like
muzzled
the
up
epitome of
as
creepy pasta.
we once knew you to be, and here we are. What is this?
And people wonder why I look at going to the
States.
States. Like, I don't know.
They're all masking, which is lovely to see, of course, but most government ministers are not now. Most MPs are not. Most people on the street are not masking. Is there any specific guidance on that going forward at this point?
Yes, Sam. So it is a layer of protection. We hope people have developed the habit to be able to use masks as needed during the respiratory dry season, not just for COVID, but for all the other respiratory pathogens that will be transmitted around this time. So I do think now is time to get your mask ready if you don't already have them. In our own particular context, we certainly in our area, there's been an uptick in some of the COVID-19 indicators. For me personally, there have been cases
It's like going through the poop water. Just say it.
Colleagues. So that's one of the reasons why we are wearing masks today.
Be very afraid. Be very, very, very afraid. Is what they want you to do. Now, I can see the justification for people who
She
are
probably wears a
having
mask
flying
alone
out of
in
your
her
face. Yeah,
car,
maybe at that
in
point,
the
you're gonna be
shower.
around other people.
You know, when she goes to bed, just like,
somehow.
I
But this
gotta
isn't
be
what
safe.
this
I
is
gotta
about.
be
This is
safe.
about
Like,
compliance
it's
and getting
fine.
people to mask up regardless.
I think
Not because
we've
they need
proven
to,
they
not
don't
because they're
work,
gonna save
and they
people
also
from
just
anything. But
feeding
again,
big
this is
pharma,
gonna go
feeding
back on
big
the jar,
corporations,
back into the
and
Alex
feeding
Jones
some
was
of our
right
House of
Everybody put
Parliament
another
who
dollar in that
probably
one.
shouldn't be
This
getting those
is Alex
kickbacks.
Jones. I was reporting on this just a month ago, saying that this is what's going to happen.
Ladies and gentlemen, I got a call yesterday. An individual was in town, and they wanted to meet with me that I know well, and they are a high-level manager in the TSA. And I went and met with them, had a cup of coffee with them, and they said, you got to warn people. Tuesday, we got called in, the managers, and told that by the middle of September, that the new policy's being written, that this is done. They were told this is happening.
It's the middle of September.
Not hypothetical. You all have to wear masks again, and so will airport employees. Then, by the middle of October, they are going to say that everyone flying has to wear a mask.
Saying that. That's just coming.
Here it comes.
And in the meetings,
Here it
people
comes.
began to ask them, well, I mean, why is this happening? They said, well, because of the new variant in Canada.
In Canada,
And because of the WHO, they may, declare this. But regardless, we've been told this is going to happen.
Well, there you have it. We've been told that it's going to happen. But we have all the evidence that masks don't work. They're not going to actually help anybody. Like I said, the only time it'll be effective is if you got mucus flying out of your face. Maybe you put one on, but everybody else masking up.
if they have it, like, be respectful. If you have,
and there's all kinds of evidence to back that up. Here's a Global Freedom Movement on Twitter saying there are 30 links. There are 30 links to all the best papers showing why mask mandates are unethical and actually harmful to human health. And a Substack link on this flyer. When you refuse to comply with requests or demands to wear a mask, pass out a flyer to see where to those trying to muzzle you. And I'll put a link in the description down below. You can check this out for yourself and go get that.
You can find that on my blog.
Always, as well, the AAPS statement: mask mandates do not prevent the spread of respiratory viruses. They cause harm and violate the right to informed consent. AAPS, of course, is the Association of American Physicians and Surgeons, and this is the article for that. But moving on, even Brian Willigan on the board here read an article for the Toronto Sun saying it's not 2020. This is no longer a novel virus. We don't need to return to community level masking.
No, we need to go back to normal.
Suggesting. No, we don't. Dan Knight writing a big long tweet. I'm going to read a portion of it. Again, links in the description. Just when we thought the pandemic song and dance was over, Dr. Theresa Tam, Canada's chief public health officer, has decided to remind Canadians of the perils of the virus, suggesting that now is the time to get your mask ready. Quite the
Can we get a Canadian? Okay, not to be racist, so let me phrase this carefully. Let's have somebody maybe not from Canada and infiltrated by China to be our medical officer. Like Sweden seems to do well. Anyone from Sweden want to help us?
Really encourage everyone to go read this. This is really well written and very long. So too long for the video, but he ends it on a really good note. So gear up, Trudeau. The people are awake. They're taking notes and they're ready for a reckoning. Your days of dodging accountability, consider them numbered. And of course, there's Theresa Tam there. Cat Canada saying reporter says, lovely to see Tam in a mask. Seems upset that nobody else is masking. Tam responds with, now is the time to get your mask ready. No thanks.
Yep. No,
I'm not
no,
doing this.
None of us are doing it.
You throwing the question
No, we're done. We are done.
Section down below. Are you
We
going
are
to
so
comply with
fucking
this?
done. As Canadians,
I don't know. Even Maxime Bernier jumping on this one, saying they're trying to restart the PSYOP. Tam, I think now is the time to get your mask ready. No, not happening. Of course, Marty up north putting out a tweet here, and we're going to be speaking to him tonight. So you look forward to seeing that one in the morning. Cool. But now this is his tweet that he put out today.
That'll be exciting. I'll pull that up tomorrow.
Profile background picture to Alberta Strong and Free a few days ago, because I thought we were done talking about this BS COVID narrative. I resisted peacefully last time, but they're about to put me over the edge. I will not
that's
comply.
A lot of us. We're done.
Quiet about it. And here it is, the line in the sand. COVID mandates. Nope, I will not comply. That's, of course, to this great narrative that's going on. And also, Marty put this one out there as well, saying they deleted all this propaganda, but for many of we still have copies. Publishing this and speaking negatively about this video would have gotten my account suspended in 2021. I will not comply. Now, this is one that was targeted at children and calling them heroes for joining the trial period for these vaccines. And I mean, we're talking about children.
Lab rats. We're lab rats. Like, this is disturbing.
All the kids who volunteer. We'd like to say, thank you.
You know, they tug on the heartstrings and then they serve it up.
The ability to save people, how to help people, helping not just yourself, but many other people. And
it turned out that it wasn't stopping the spread, so that doesn't really help anybody.
Don't really do this to your kids.
But of course, here they are pushing a variant vaccine, and this is what's going on. So this is True North.
Yeah. It's not going to save Grandma, okay? Grandma's still going to die.
Sharma
Just I hate to say that, even with
approval of the new Moderna mRNA
saying that as a marketing ploy was so wrong.
6
it's
months
disgusting what we
or
did.
older. Now I have the clip.
This is wrong.
Exactly that.
This is
Individuals
so...
who are 5 years of age and older should receive 1 dose of the vaccine.
regardless of the COVID-19 vaccination history.
No, you don't need
between
it.
6 months and 4 years of age should receive 2 doses if they have not previously been vaccinated with the COVID-19 vaccine. And if they have been previously vaccinated with 1 or more doses, they should receive a single dose.
Any kids have already been exposed to COVID. We've had it for what, 3 years now?
I'm not sure what I'm
They've
allowed to
already
say
been exposed to
on
it.
this platform. So
Do
I'll leave that
not
one to you guys in the comment
shoot
section
up your
down
kids
below.
with
Bang Bang
experimental
Of course, you
drugs.
gotta have your little bit of comic relief.
I won't even.
Coming out, doing a little.
It's like between the puberty blockers and the COVID vaccine. Like, I'm just like, what are we doing to our kids? This is wrong.
There's a crowd of a few things. First of all, I want to congratulate another Chinese woman, Olivia Chow. She's a very smart woman. I know she has a couple side effects from the vaccine, but otherwise she do pretty good. So personally, I do not take a vaccine. I took a what you call is a water. You put the water in the vaccine needle.
Yeah, I love this one.
So that they don't have a side effect. Certain politician, maybe the right-wing politician, we give the real vaccine so that they have a side effect, and then hopefully after a couple of months they drop it. That's what we hope. So Canadian scientists been putting a lot of work into doing this. Mainly people. Let me see here. Let me check my list. Oh yes, the Science Center in Toronto, which I. Wants to make into a big casino to Chinese Rush Hour 5, maybe film the movie. But I want the specific. I want everybody to go get the vaccine, get the Moderna, get the Pfizer, get the AstraZeneca, get the Regal vaccine, get the heroin, get the fentanyl. Get the vaccine, put the needle ring on.
Oh my God, this is business.
The virus is going to be very short this week.
Unbelievable.
Oh wow!
Down below, so you guys go share that one.
Yeah,
it's really funny. But this is the thing. So we've been warning about. This is Dr. Simon Godek saying we've been warning about mask mandates, vaccine passports, embedded journalism, digital currencies, and he was right. He was absolutely right about those. And now he's warning about social and carbon credit systems, climate lockdowns, and he'll be right again. This is, of course.
No, this is going to get scary. We cannot let this happen.
G20 announces plan to impose
Yep.
digital currencies and IDs
Yep.
worldwide.
Yeah.
This is where we're at. With
This is actually against your God-given rights of all.
In the comment section down below, will you comply? Is it going to?
This is going to be so damn scary.
This. What are you going to do? I was at my eye doctor today.
I don't know.
I brought this up. The eye doctor's like,
no, in international waters. I don't.
Just don't have the support for this. And this is the thing. There are some people who are just going to comply with everything. Yeah. But when they see people not complying, that's what gives people the strength. Yeah. That's what happened with the Freedom Convoy. That's why people got so excited, because they saw that happening. It's just contagious. Freedom and the ideas behind it are very contagious. So I'd love to leave that one to you guys. Leave a comment in the comment section down below. We'll see you in the next one. Keep on trucking.
Well, that was fun. Thank you. And I'm going to pull this last one out. I'm going to shut down the stream. I kind of want to, like, there is like a few good movies on, and I still want to get some more artwork coming, because I know I will be back at work soon. So if we can get it, I've gotten a jump on clips. If I can get a jump on some of the artwork and just take a minute, have some food. I want a grilled cheese sandwich. I love grilled cheese sandwiches. And I think everyone will love this song to close it out. Thank you for joining me from Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube, and Hollywood North in Canada, Victoria, BC. I love everyone. I think this is like this song actually like really sums up, like, there's something about us. We're just weird or awesome. Hopefully this works. Please work. There we go. Love you. Oh, I was already watching that one halfway through. Oh my god, come on, Blonde. Okay, let's just roll this one back. Oh my god. I was trying to like be really cool with my exit, but
If you lie to the government, they'll put you in prison. When they lie to all of us, it's for being a politician. You think guns away will save our kids from the killings, but you're pro-choice. Abortion kills way more children. If America's so terrible and racist, it probably isn't safe to encourage immigration. Just saying. All the contradictions are embarrassing. You know who hates America the most? Americans. Trigger warnings used to be on TV for seizures, and now they're everywhere to protect millennials' feelings. He, she, his, him, her, them, they, screw a pronoun, because everyone's a retard these days. Here, preaching at the protest that hatred's the problem, but hating straight men, white folks, and Christians is common. Coca-Cola telling people they should be less white. They preach intolerance, but if you disagree, they fight. There's a race war here, elections based on fear. Black lives only matter once every 4 years. Soldiers died for this country, and every one of us benefits. Give welfare to the bombers and forget about the veterans. Black folks and white folks divided by the blues, but we are all the same. We are red, white, and blue. Ashamed to be American? Okay, that's cool. Because honestly, we are all ashamed of you too. Y'all are so fake. Oh no. The forecast said that be so fake. Whoa. You can't make us see it your way. No way. Gasoline and roll. More flames. No snow. They set us up to fail. That's what they built the system for. Put an ammunition shop across the street from a liquor store. Empowering women used to be different than this before. The role models got OnlyFans or dance on a stripper pole. Screw it, I ain't tripping. I don't mean to be mean, but if our children are the future, then our future is sleep. They take an Adderall to focus, hit McDonald's to eat. They're addicted to the phones and they take Xanax to sleep. They learn the lines dividing communism and democracy. In 2021, we raised the Patriots. Nazis, the men playing women's sports and get trophies for winning. Like, great, let's celebrate a man for beating some women. If you're black, your life matters. You're supposed to embrace it. If you're rich or you're smart, then you're probably Asian. If you're gay, then you're brave. All of that I'm okay with. But if you're white, the stereotype is you are a racist. Blaming capitalism like that's the reason things are tough. While you tweet from an iPhone and sip on a Starbucks, you're supporting what you stand against. You don't think you are, but a Percocet addict don't donate money to pharma. Damn dog, we're all afraid to speak the truth. And the more afraid we get, the more we hate the ones who do. You're ashamed to be American? Okay, that's cool. Son, honestly, we are all ashamed of you too. Y'all are so fake. Oh no. The forecast said that be so fake. Whoa. You can't make us see it your way. No way. Gasoline and roll. More flames. Oh no. No snow. We can all get along, but there's no stopping. Everybody's wrong. It's a real problem. They don't want to hear it, but they still talking. Soon enough, we running out of options. This ain't gonna end till it's in the coffee. We ain't gonna be friends till we try to squash it. I don't know how we can make a man